Good morning to all of you. Our next topic is projectile motion. From discussing projectile motion, first of all, we know about what is projectile. Definition of a projectile. If an object is given an initial velocity in any direction and then allowed to travel freely under gravity, then that object is called projectile. Right? If an object is given an initial velocity in any direction and then allowed to travel freely under gravity, then the object is called projectile. Examples: a body dropped from the window of a moving train. First is window of a moving train. A body dropped from the window of a moving train. Next is a piece of stone thrown in any direction. Or third is second is a piece of stone thrown in any direction. Uh, in this projectile, many examples: a bullet fired from a rifle, a bomb released from an aeroplane in flight, like this. So we are under we uh, study about the projectile. What is projectile and its examples? Now our important topic is projectile motion. Projectile motion. Motion of a projectile is called projectile motion. The motion of projectile is called projectile motion. Second, it is a two-dimensional motion. The important point is it is considered as the combination of two simultaneous motions in mutually perpendicular direction. Mutually perpendicular direction and which are independent from each other. Which are independent from each other. This point is very, very, very important. Projectile motion is considered as the combination of two simultaneous motions. Simultaneous motion, what define it? Simultaneous motion. Simultaneous motion का मतलब है they are starting from the same time and fall to the ground in same time. And next condition is they are mutually perpendicular. That means their direction of both these motions, डायरेक्शन जो है वो एक दूसरे के परपेंडिकुलर होनी चाहिए. दैट मीन्स यार हम एग्जांपल लेते हैं. फर्स्ट इज हॉरिजॉन्टल मोशन एंड नेक्स्ट इज वर्टिकल मोशन. हॉरिजॉन्टल मोशन और वर्टिकल मोशन दोनों एक दूसरे के परपेंडिकुलर है and they are independent from each other. Means if a body travel in horizontal direction, then vertical direction, जो वर्टिकल डायरेक्शन है उसका कोई इफेक्ट नहीं होगा उस पे, और अगर कोई बॉडी वर्टिकली मूव करिए तो हॉरिजॉन्टल का उस पर कोई इफेक्ट नहीं होगा. मीन्स दे आर टोटली इंडिपेंडेंट फ्रॉम ईच अदर. So here two velocity component होंगे. First is horizontal motion and second is vertical motion. So we can say our body का जो मोशन होगा वो क्या है? मोशन in horizontal direction with constant velocity, and second is motion in vertical direction with constant acceleration. Both these horizontal and vertical motions are independent from each other and they are mutually perpendicular, and also they are simultaneous motions. Okay. Now our next term is assumptions using projectile motions. Without assumptions, we can't describe or we can't understand the projectile motion. So first of all, we define the assumptions. Assumptions used in projectile motion. First is there is no air resistance. No air resistance. On the projectile. Second is the effect due to curvature of the earth is negligible. The effect due to curvature of the earth is negligible. Then third point is the effect of the earth rotation is negligible. Negligible. Fourth point is this fourth point is also very important. For all points of the trajectory, means the projectile follow the whole path in whole journey. The acceleration due to gravity, is constant, both in magnitude and direction. This point is very important. Whole its journey, whole its path, acceleration due to gravity remains constant, both in magnitude as well as in direction. Now here two cases are possible for a projectile. First, we throw ground to ground projection. We throw a projectile from ground and it falls to the ground. And second case is if we throw an object with some height. Two cases. First is like this, ground to ground projection. And second case is here it's some height and here a object is thrown from here. First case and this is second case. Now we'll describe both these cases in detail. So first case is ground to ground projection. Ground to ground projection. So first of all, let me consider an object is thrown with velocity u, and its horizontal component is u cos theta. Its vertical component is u sin theta. then this object is follow the projectile path like this. This is our x-axis, this is our y-axis, and this angle, this velocity u makes it horizontal is theta. Due to this angle theta, this component becomes u cos theta and this component becomes u sin theta. If we take this angle alpha, then horizontal component becomes u cos alpha and vertical component becomes u sin alpha. Now we find all the terms like velocity, horizontal range, maximum height, time of flight, etc. First of all, first we discuss velocity at any time t. Velocity at any time t. So at like in this diagram, at t time our object is here and its velocity is v, then this component is horizontal component is vx and vertical component is vy. We can write this v, velocity v equals to vxi cap plus vy j cap. This is the velocity at any time t. Now for finding this velocity v, we need to find vx and vy. In projectile motion, in starting we study that motion in horizontal direction with constant velocity. मतलब in horizontal direction our velocity, horizontal component of velocity remains constant, remains same in whole journey. Means here vx, our vx, this component is equals to this component u cos theta. Means vx equals to u cos theta. Now we need to find vy. What is vy? Vy, our object in vertical direction, its velocity is changing due to gravitational, due to gravity, because acceleration is changing. Acceleration is constant, but due to acceleration, velocity is changing. When velocity change, then due to velocity change, acceleration comes in picture. So vy is equals to uy minus gt, and we know uy means initial component in y direction is u sin theta. So vy equals to u sin theta minus gt. This is equation first and this is equation second. Now put this both these equation in. Velocity v is equals to u cos theta I cap plus u sin theta minus gt into g. This is the velocity at any time t. Now our next point is for finding velocity at any height h. Here velocity here in this derivation or in this point, for finding v, we use this equation u plus at, because we know this time t and we know initial velocity, then we can find the final velocity. But our in next topic, velocity at any height h, here we know the height, not time. Velocity at any height h. If we consider this height h, or we take another height h, this height is h, then first we write which we want. Means v which is equals to Vx I cap plus Vy G cap. And we know Vx is u cos theta. Equation first. And now we find Vy. For finding Vy, we use this equation. V square equals to u square plus 2as. Because in this time we know the height, not the time t. So we use this equation Vy square equals to uy square minus 2g and height h. From this, Vy square equals to uy is u sine theta, which is whole square, minus 2gh. Now, this equation is equation number 2. And we know Vx equals to u cos theta. From first, if we square both sides, then Vx square equals to u square cos square theta. Equation number 3rd. So from second and third, we find the magnitude of this velocity, which is equals to Vx square plus Vy square, and which is equals to under root of u square cos square theta plus u square sin square theta minus 2gh. That means magnitude of V is equals to under root of u square. We can common from this cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. V equals to under root of u square minus 2gh. This is the magnitude. Now next is time of flight. Time of flight means the total time taken. The total time taken to its whole journey or its whole path from which it is projected and it fall to the ground until it fall to the ground. So in time of flight, the displacement in vertical direction becomes 0. The displacement in vertical direction becomes 0 in whole time of motion. For finding t, we use this equation y equals to uyt minus half gt square, and this t is also time of flight. Now displacement vertical direction is 0, so this y equals to 0, and uy we know this u sine theta minus half gt square, and this become u sine theta t equals to half gt square. So from this we calculate t is equals to 1 t is cancelled from this, and t equals to 2 u sine theta divided by g. This is the time of flight. Now next is maximum height attained. D. Maximum height. Maximum height means in the whole journey or in whole path from which maximum height the projectile is achieved. For example, if this is the path of a projectile, then this height is the maximum height. We have to find this maximum height h, capital H. Here this point, horizontal velocity is u cos theta, remains same. But in this point, its vertical velocity is 0. Means Vy equals to 0. So we use this Vy equals to 0 at the highest point. Vy equals to 0. Here we use equation Vy square equals to Uy square minus 2gh. Vy is 0. This is 0. Uy is u sine theta whole square minus 2g and height is capital H. Or we can say from here 2gh equals to u square sine square theta and h equals to u square sine square theta divided by 2g. This is the maximum height achieved by the projectile. Now next point is our horizontal range. Means horizontal distance which the projectile cover. Horizontal range R. Horizontal range means this example is horizontal distance is covered by projectile is this. So this is the range. Total distance from here to here. So R is in this. We know distance is, for example, this R is equals to velocity in horizontal direction means ux into time taken, because we know velocity is equals to distance divided by time. Easily simple. So R is equals to ux is equals to u cos theta horizontal component and time of flight t is time of flight and which is 2u sine theta this 2u sine theta by g 2u sine theta by g, that means 2u square sine theta cos theta divided by g, and we know 2 sine theta cos theta is equals to sine 2 theta. We can write here u square sine 2 theta divided by g. This is our range R. And if we find the maximum range, for maximum range for a given value u, means u is constant, g is constant. So for maximum value, maximum range, sine 2 theta equals to 1, and for sine 2 theta is 1, it is possible only when 2 theta equals to 90 degree. That means theta equals to 45 degree. Maximum range R equals to u square by g. This is our maximum range which is achieved. And we can also find the maximum height. Maximum height is u square sine square theta. That is t